The topic is Newton-Cotes formula. It's a mechanical quadrature formula based on Lagrange's formula. Now, what was Lagrange's formula or Lagrange's interpolation formula? That was, we were discussing about a polynomial fx which is known for n plus 1 equidistant arguments, that is x0, x1 dot dot xn. All are equidistant. The common distance was h and their corresponding values were given y0, y1 dot dot yn, where yi equals fxi. I runs from 0 to n. Now then we need to find out one interpolating polynomial for that polynomial fx of same degree, and for Lagrange's formula we named it as capital Lx, right, which agrees Lx and fx both are same on that given total n plus 1 arguments. That was Lagrange's formula. And what was Lx? Lx was this equals summation r equal to 0 to n wx f of xr by x minus xr into w dashed xr. That was Lx or Lagrange's interpolation polynomial. Now what was wx among this formula? Wx was x minus x0 into x minus x1 dot dot x minus xn. Okay. Now we are integrating it. I equals integration a to b, integrating that polynomial Lx over the range a to b and naming it as I. Wx f of xr by x minus xr into w dashed xr. Now keeping that summation outside of that integration, we can do that, and this check this f of xr. Now integrating with respect to x. Now this f of xr, it has a particular value because xr is a particular argument. If you put on fx, you will get one particular value. That means this term is independent of x. So we can remove it from the integration. That is writing f of xr outside the integration into a to b, the remaining part xr dx. Now for that remaining part, we are naming it as hrn. That one. That means hrn equals this integration a to b wx by x minus xr into w dash xr dx. Now we will try to evaluate the value of this hrn. So hrn equals now a means the initial argument, that is x0, and b means the final argument, that is xn. Now xn means x0 plus nh, so we are writing it x0 plus nh. Now here we are changing the variable x to t. So for that reason we are putting x equals x0 plus ht, where x0 constant, obviously initial argument, h is also constant, step length, and t is the new variable. We are trying to change x by t. For that reason we are substituting x equals x0 plus ht. So what will become x minus xr? X means x0 plus ht, and xr means we know x0 plus rh, the rth argument. So it will become, taking h common, t minus r, right? And from this line we can also find out the value of dx. Dx equals, this is 0, derivative with respect to x, and for that with respect to t it will become h dt. Okay. Now we can put all that values over this integration. So we will get hrn. Okay, before putting it, we need to find out all the values of hrn one by one, because there are total 3 functions, that this one, and this one. So let's first find out wx. What will be its value if you substitute x equals x0 plus ht? So wx will become, what was the previous value of wx? It was, by definition, it was x minus x0 into x minus x1 dot dot x minus xn. Now x minus x0 means its value will be ht from that relation. into x minus x1, just put r equals to 1 over there, so you will get h into t minus 1, so h into t minus 1. Similarly, the next one, x minus x2, it will become h into t minus 2, dot dot, the last one will become h into t minus n. That is ultimately h to the power total n plus 1 times h, so h to the power n plus 1 into t minus 1 dot dot t minus n. That one. Okay, so we got the numerator. For the denominator, we need to find out x minus xr. We already got its value h into t minus r. So this part is done. Now we need to find out the value of w dash x minus r. Moving to do that. So w dash xr, it has its original value by definition is xr minus x0 into xr minus x1 dot dot xr minus 1 into xr minus xr plus 1 dot dot xr minus xn. That was w dash xr. Now putting the values one by one. xr minus x0, what will be its value? It will take the value h into r, right? Next, xr minus x1, just put over there. We already got x minus xr, its value x minus xr. Just put the value over there, and again we have the value of x, so put x equals x0 plus ht. Put this value over there and putting the value of r one by one, so you will get the result. So the first value is hr, then the second value will be h r minus 1, the next value up to xr minus 1, we will get r h into r minus 2 dot dot 2 into 1. Then starting from this point, xr minus xr plus 1. So first value will become minus 1, then h into minus 1, then h into minus 2, then h into minus 3, and so on up to n minus r. So h into minus n minus r. That is ultimately total n times h, so h to the power n into r minus 1 r minus 2 dot dot 2 1 into minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 dot dot minus n minus r. That is h to the power n into, for this part you will get r factorial, and for that part you will get minus 1 whole to the power n minus r times minus was there into n minus r factorial. Okay, so we got all the total functions using t for hrn. Now we need to find out the limit for hrn. So first was limit x was a and x was b. Now when x equals to a, what will be the limit for t? It will become 0, because x equals x0 plus ht. That means a equals a plus ht, so it will become 0. Ultimately x0 and a both are same. And when x equals to b, so it will become t equals n. Now putting all this over the integration. So hrn equals integration 0 to n, numerator h to the power n plus 1 into t minus 1 dot dot t minus n into h dt, divided by, for the denominator h to the power n into factorial r into n minus r its factorial into minus 1 whole to the power n minus r into h into t minus r. Now keeping all that which are not related to t outside of that integration, so we can write minus 1 whole to the power n minus r into h by factorial r into factorial n minus r. That one into 0 to n Then over integration we can write t into t minus 1 into t minus 2 dot dot t minus n by t minus r dt. Okay, now saying that part as k r n. Now before taking k r n, we are doing one thing, writing n and n in the numerator and in the denominator. Now for that nh part we can put b minus a, because we know h equals b minus a by n. Then for the remaining part we are taking that one as k r n. So where k r n equals minus 1 whole to the power n minus r divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial into n into integration 0 to n t into t minus 1 into dot dot t minus n by t minus r dt. That one. Okay, this required formula is known as Newton-Cotes formula. That means HRN, the formula can be written as HRN equals B minus A into KRN, where HRN and KRN has its specific values using integration. So the integration I, capital I, at first what we have taken, capital I equals capital I, that means the integration a to b fx dx, that was the integration hrn, the summation over hrn. So it will become b minus a into summation r equal to 0 to n f of xr kr to the power n. This is the required formula. We will use it to solve problems. Now we can find out few values for KRN. What was our KRN? KRN was KRN takes the value minus 1 whole to the power n minus r into n into factorial r into n minus r factorial into integration 0 to n t into t minus 1 dot dot t minus n by t minus r dt. That one. This is our KRN. Now let's find out few values for KRN. Putting n equals to 1. At first trying to get the value k0 1. So what will be its value? It will become minus, then this will all become 0, 0 factorial 1 minus 1 whole to the power 1 minus 0, that is ultimately minus 1 into integration 0 to 1. K takes the value, n takes the value 1, that is t minus 1 dt. So it will become half. So k01 takes the value half. Next, for n equal to 2, let's get the value of k02. So it will become 1 by 2 into 2 factorial. Just put the value r equal to 0 and n equal to 2. So integration 0 to 2 t minus 1 into t minus 2 dt. After integrating, you will get this takes the value 1 by 6. Similarly, k12, this will take the value 2 by 3. k22, this will take the value 1 by 6, and so on. Similarly, we can find out the values for n equal to 3 and so on. Okay. The next topic is called degree of precision. Degree of precision. A mechanical quadrature formula is said to have a degree of precision k if up to kth order polynomial or k is degree polynomial, if up to kth degree polynomial there is no error. That means error is equals to 0. During the procedure, if up to kth order degree polynomial the error is 0, then this is said to be a degree of precision k. And there exists a polynomial of degree k plus 1 such that there exists some error for that polynomial. That means up to kth order there is no error, and then when you will find some polynomial of degree k plus 1th degree such that there exists some error, then we will say that procedure having the degree of precision k. Now how to find that degree of precision for mechanical quadrature formula? Because we have learned total 3 mechanical quadrature formula: trapezoidal rule, Simpson's 1/3 rule, Wedel's rule. So the rule is for Newton-Cotes formula for n plus 1 points, Newton-Cotes formula has degree of precision n if n is odd and n plus 1 if n is even. Okay. So for trapezoidal rule, what was the Newton-Cotes formula? We will deduce it later by like from derivation of trapezoidal rule from Newton-Cotes formula. But now for trapezoidal rule we know that n equals to 1. It is a 2-point quadrature formula. So n equals to 1, that means odd. So degree of precision will become n. That is for trapezoidal rule. For trapezoidal rule, degree of precision is equals to 1. Similarly for Simpson's 1/3 rule, the value of n was 2 because it was a 3-point quadrature formula. So when n equals to 2, that means it's even. So degree of precision will become n plus 1, that means 3. So for Simpson's 1/3 rule, the degree of precision is 3. Okay. This is how we find out degree of precision. Now the next topic is derivation of trapezoidal rule and Simpson's 1/3 rule from Newton-Cotes formula. It's very easy. What we know about that Newton-Cotes formula, that integration I equals integration a to b fx dx, that was equals b minus a into summation r equal to 0 to n f of xr kr n. That one, right? Now if we want to deduce trapezoidal rule, then the value of n equals 1, just put n equals 1 over there. So I become it, t for trapezoidal rule, equals b minus a into summation r equal to 0 to 1 f of xr kr 1. That means b minus a into, putting two values for r, so it will become f of x1 x0 at first, x0 k01 plus f of x1 k11. Now you know the value of k01 and k11, both are half. So putting the value half, it will become b minus a into half into f of x0 plus f of x1. That one. This is a, this is b, f of a, this is f of b. So half of b minus a into fa plus f. This is the trapezoidal rule. There was h, right? h by 2 into fa plus fb. Now what does it mean by h? nh equals b minus a. n equals to 1 here. That is h equals b minus a. The same thing. So this is how we derive trapezoidal rule from Newton-Cotes formula. Similarly, by taking n equal to 2, you can derive Simpson's 1/3 rule. And then by taking n equal to 6, you can get Wedel's rule, exactly same procedure.